This is Between Two Phones.
That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
So production value for season 2 of Between Two Phones is going through the roof.
It is. We got these fancy microphones. Thanks, Sure. We appreciate that. These are great. I hope, for our audience's sake, that people can hear us a lot better this season.
Yes.
That was one of the top grievances of last season, was the audio quality was not all that great. And interestingly, last season as well, I found that most people actually consume the podcast on Spotify of all platforms. So we have YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, I think Amazon Podcast as well. And most people end up going to Spotify for our...
I generally am a Spotify user. That's the platform I'll use for podcast. Now, our things, obviously, I watch them on a couple of different platforms, but I'll share the YouTube one because I feel that's most common.
Well, it's prolific enough that they can just click a button and view it. Spotify does allow video podcasts as well, but a lot of people, they don't have a Spotify subscription, they don't have the app, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. But welcome to season 2, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Renewed!
And imagine that, we got renewed, just like your favorite TV show, hopefully. How many TV shows out there? Is there a list somewhere of all the TV shows that have been canceled?
Never made it. Like a moment of silence for the best TV show ever.
What is your favorite TV show that has been canceled, Eric?
Firefly. There's no debate, and I will not be taking questions.
I never saw it. I don't know. I guess I'm missing out. But it turns out, maybe I shouldn't, because then I just get all...
No, it's worth
it. Get all mad that they didn't renew it.
It absolutely... It's a space western. You're from Texas.
Interesting. That is interesting. A space western?
Yeah.
How does that work?
Oh, it works great. Okay, so we need to change the subject right now. This whole episode will be me talking about Firefly.
Speaking of TV shows,
yes.
do you subscribe? Like, tell me about your streaming subscription service. I assume Firefly was on one of those, or was it on a broadcast network?
It is on one of those, and I own it. And it's changed. It's bounced around.
You own it.
Yeah, I think it came out in 2006.
Oh, it's old.
It is. And the actors have gone on to do great things. So it has moved platforms. But having said that, to answer your question, yes, I've got Paramount, Peacock, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus. I don't currently, but am going to get again. Max is the only one I think I don't have right now, and I've had in the past.
There's Apple TV Plus as well.
Oh, I have Apple TV Plus as well. Because
if you added this up, if you just took to your credit card statement and added up the subscriptions, and then multiplied it times 12, because they're all monthly, I presume.
Yes.
You probably have more than a car payment there, I would imagine. It's probably pretty substantial. The number that you just listed off there. So, hey, do yourself a favor. Look at your credit card statement and find out which subscriptions you should not be subscribing to if you're not watching that material.
And don't forget to bundle. There's bundling options.
Bundle and save, just like Zoom Workplace. That's the whole idea behind that. So, Between Two Phones, Season 2, we made it. We did make it. And just like all of those streaming platforms, we have done we've done a fair amount of content over the last year or two.
Yes.
Year and a half-ish. And this episode is really intended to be you know how those episodes of like the first episode of the new season?
What you need now. In fact, we kind of did this, and I apologize to our audience for this. We've had a gap.
It was a gap. Well,
and
the talent has to take some time off.
Yes. Well, here's the problem.
Grow a beard, apparently.
And why you gotta call me out like that? So there's way too much salt.
It is a lot.
A lot of salt.
Maybe next time we see you, it'll be trimmed up. I don't know.
It could be. But I've been told by the only person I care about in this opinion matter that she likes it. So I'm staying with it. But one of the things that happens in TV shows, and it kind of happened with us, is the modern thing is they wait 2-3 years for the next season.
Yeah.
Like
there's some There's some big gaps, and especially with the pandemic years, because the actors were not on set, and so they would not.
They couldn't have any staff.
Yeah, they didn't have writers. They didn't have anything, and a lot of times, well, we didn't take a 3-year hiatus. We took probably 2 or 3 months. But what I will say is that just like those episodes where you come back. By the way, what is your favorite series that you have going right now?
Right now,
Yeah.
Emily and I just started watching Landman.
Okay, I've heard a lot of good things about
It is
Landman.
Billy Bob Thornton essentially is putting on an acting class. And he switches between like a serious dramatic role to a sarcastic funny role, which
I bet he'd be good at that.
Oh, he is. And he's just got that it hits.
So, anything that you're in the second season of, like Us?
Oh, we just wrapped up the second season of, and you may not have heard of this, The Diplomat.
The Diplomat. I've not heard of it. What streaming platform is that one on?
The Diplomat, I believe, is on Netflix.
Okay.
And I think it's one of the Netflix shows.
Comedy or
This is a drama.
Drama. Okay.
A drama, a political drama. And it's one of these shows. So Emily's my wife. Hope she watches this. She doesn't. It's one of the shows where, you have a show where you're like, yeah, I'm watching. Yeah, no, I got it. And then you have a show where you're like, rewind it. No, I missed
You're on the
it.
edge of your seat, apparently, with every episode.
There's moving parts and pieces, and you've got to go back.
So what did they do on the very first episode of season 2?
The most beautiful laying ever. A recap.
A recap. Yeah, we're going to do one of those this episode. In other words, we're going to talk about the best products as voted by you, the listeners, the viewing audience of 2024. We're looking forward to starting off with a recap of the best of 2024. And we did have a brief polling period where people voted and chimed in on the best of. And so we're going to reveal those numbers right now.
Good morning, John.
I'm cold.
Yes. And I somehow convinced for this particular episode to have John Nelm from Austin, Texas come up to historic Red Rocks Amphitheater in Denver,
It's
Colorado.
beautiful here, yeah. I love Red Rock against the spattering of snow. There was a nice
Would
light
you say
snow.
spattering or more of a covering?
It's definitely more than a dusting. It's more of a dumping because there's quite a bit of snow on everything at this point. I'm just really cold, so I think we just go right into the top 10 list here for 2024.
Yes, so we're doing the top 10 list, best of 2024
Yes.
from Zoom Features.
This is
And this has been a great year for AI.
Yeah, we did this last year from the Superdome, and
Bit
AI
warmer.
It was a lot warmer. The AI companion feature was the number one.
Meeting summary.
Yeah, meeting summary as part of the top 10 features released in 2023. Now we get to do 2024. These are the top 10 features.
Top 10.
You've got the list there, right?
Yeah, so
This
a couple of honorable mentions, starting from the bottom going up. Couple of honorable mentions.
Well, yeah, the number 10. Give me number 10.
Yes, AI virtual background.
Yeah, I love this feature. You can go in and change your background with just a prompt that you give it, and it makes something beautiful, hopefully.
Yeah,
Like this.
it can also be very interesting. Next honorable mention, I'm kind of surprised this one didn't go higher on the list. Visitor management, part of our workspace reservation system.
Yeah, maybe it's so new that a lot of people still haven't given it a try yet. I'm guessing because these responses were voted on by our partner community, by you. So thank you for voting in our, we'll say, our formal poll.
Yes.
Even though it was pretty informal, but we appreciate y'all voting and letting us know because these, like visitor management, is probably one of our newer products that we released in the last year.
Absolutely. So, next on the list,
Number 8.
Clips playlists.
Yeah, so I already love clips.
Yes.
I love the fact that, and playlist was something that I've been wanting for quite some time with clips because I create content that's relevant to a single maybe topic, and then I can put all of that into a playlist and then send the playlist out so that people can actually view what all the contents of all of the clips that I've made that belong to that playlist. Yep. And the cool thing about clips is the fact that you can just take a video quickly and then publish it. That is the coolest thing to me.
Oh, and it's publicly accessible. The fact that you can have essentially a video distribution method where your competitors cannot advertise over you.
That's right. It's not
So on YouTube and these other sites,
you've got advertisers.
you got advertisers.
Yep.
So coming up next,
Number 7.
yes, and this is a very, very big announcement from us, Zoom Docs.
Yeah, Docs is another new feature. I guess all these features are pretty new, but Docs with AI infused in it is actually amazing. Like,
Absolutely.
if you haven't used this yet, make sure it's enabled on your account, because Docs enable you to author and create and collaborate on really simple, easy to use
Yes.
documentation.
And it brings it
documents.
together. You don't need a separate app for your sheets versus your documentation versus word processing. All of that is in a singular location, so it allows for a lot of very easy, intuitive collaboration.
It's great.
Gaining a lot of great traction.
Yeah.
So the next one is a broader list of things. It is the new workplace clients.
Yeah, 6.0. We unveiled
big
that
jump.
earlier this year, and it has provided a lot more convenience, especially when you look at things like team chat, how that's organized now, as well as all of the functionality of the products across the top. You can rearrange things, and with AI Companion over on the sidebar.
The new search function where it's multi-function search and it goes across. Big announcement there. So this next one, interesting. We go from probably the broadest one, the whole workplace client, to a very granular one with workforce management shift bidding.
Yeah, shift bidding and workforce management is a big
How many of you are
request.
wondering what exactly that is?
This one's a big one for contact centers that were looking to optimize their labor pool. They want to have the ability to do better workforce management and schedule shifts better. And with shift bidding, that's one way of accomplishing that. This was a highly requested feature.
And this
for workforce
this
management.
gives some power to the agents,
Yep.
not just supervisors, but the agents to have influence over when, kind of like, think about the restaurant hospitality workers, like, oh, I want to take this next Thursday off. I'm going to send a message out to the group to see who can take my shift. Well, this automates and adds a lot of functionality to make a process behind that type of
It does,
thing
yep.
in a much more enterprise professional environment.
What do we got next? What is it, number 4? Are we at number 4 now? Is that where we're at?
No, we're not quite that high up yet.
Let's see.
The next one's very cool. I love this. Mail and calendar.
That is number 4. Look at that. Cool. Mail and calendar. This one's a big one. We've got email baked into our client now. We've got calendar baked into the client. This was formerly something that you had to go to a separate client for in order to use. And so we had not had any email or calendar baked into the client until recently, and this integrates with Microsoft 365 as well as
Google and Exchange and our own Zoom mail service. This is, I believe, the last leg to make Zoom a full
communication stack. Yeah.
unified communication as a service.
Good thing we're called Zoom Communications now.
Absolutely. Okay, this next one, number 3, very big one, contact center multi-language support.
Yeah, around the globe now.
Yes.
Just what it sounds like.
Global
Multi-language support.
feature and the ability to break down language barriers.
It really does, yeah. The international boundaries of business are not necessarily restricted to languages now, because you can translate on the fly with multi-language support.
Absolutely.
What's next? Number 2.
Number 2, coming in, contact center AI expert assist.
I was wondering if this was going to come out on top, so it's the number 2. It's the runner-up. So AI Expert Assist is the number 2 feature, and this is a broad range of products within Contact Center that really enable agents to better perform their job, to be more productive.
This is a feature that allows for a lot of the higher end specialized functionality like sentiment analysis, engagement analysis, knowledge-based integration into the agent. So as I call an agent, if I'm the consumer and I call John, who's an agent, and I say, man, I'm having a problem with my gain level on my amplifier. It can listen to gain level, amplifier,
It hears those
model
keywords,
numbers.
triggers a knowledge-based lookup, and automatically provides next best actions for the agent. It'll even do CRM integration, where it'll actually pull in the information from the CRM.
Yes.
All right, we got to hurry.
Okay. I'm trying to drag this out because this Michigan boy is feeling just fine in this cold.
Oh, and
the
this Texas
number
boy's not.
one feature for 2024. And we're back on the AI
Oh,
companion
you know it's
train.
going to be AI related.
Catch me up. Oh, I love this feature. If you're running late to a meeting, you come in, AI Companion's enabled. You can hit Catch Me Up, and it'll give you a summary of what's been talked about in that meeting or webinar up to that point. By the way, we did just release where this is now available in webinars as well.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks so much for watching all year long.
He is so cold.
I am cold, and I really want to thank Shure for providing us this great audio gear that we're able to use
In the frigid cold
In the frigid
of
cold.
Red Rocks.
But I gotta tell the folks at Shure, I have a feature request: hand warmers in the hand mics.
hand warmers in the hand mic. That won't burn the battery at all.
Just this case right here, just for my hand, because I am frozen. On that note, we'd like to wish you all a happy new year, and thank you so much for watching. We will see you again in 2025. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
But I do vaguely.
I'm really glad that Bruce wore a picture of your home.
We're just basking in the Florida sun today. Right up front.
Nobody knew that.
Participating this year. It just Hey, thanks for having a beer with me, man.
Absolutely.
We'll see y'all next time.
Resources so you make a big difference in their day, their week, their month, maybe even their quarter.